Barcelona are heading into a massive Copa del Rey semi-final clash against Atletico Madrid, but Hansi Flick has some serious injury headaches. Marcus Rashford is out, Pedri and Gavi remain sidelined, and Raphinha is still struggling with muscle discomfort. But there's good news too. Joao Cancelo is set to return, and Ferran Torres could start alongside Lewandowski and Lamine Yamal. We'll break down the predicted Barcelona lineup versus Atletico Madrid, Deco's big update on Andreas Christensen's future, Spain's World Cup left-back drama involving Alejandro Balde, and the shock Saudi Arabia links for Marc Casado. Stay tuned, because this could shape Barcelona's season and their summer plans. Predicted Barcelona lineup against Atletico Madrid. Cancelo to return, Ferran Torres in for Rashford. Joao Cancelo and Ferran Torres will return to the Barcelona starting lineup when they take on Atletico Madrid at Estadio Metropolitano on Thursday. Barcelona will aim to take a step closer to reaching the Copa del Rey final when they lock horns with Atletico Madrid at Estadio Metropolitano in the semi-final first leg on Thursday night. Hansi Flick has a new injury concern to worry about ahead of his side's latest fixture. Marcus Rashford is the latest absentee after sustaining a knee injury in the league game against RCD Mallorca this past weekend. The English international has joined Andreas Christensen ACL, Pedri hamstring, Gavi knee, and Raphinha thigh in the treatment room. Additionally, Flick continues to sweat over Frenkie de Jong's fitness ahead of the Copa del Rey semi-final first leg. Meanwhile, during his pre-match press conference, Flick provided fitness updates on Rashford and Raphinha. The Barcelona manager said, "We've had a few problems. Rashford isn't ready. He took a hit against Mallorca. It's not good news, but I have complete confidence in my team. The situation isn't easy. We're playing against a fantastic team. We have to look after him, Raphinha, because he's a player who gives everything and plays with great intensity. If he feels something, we have to be careful. It's a situation I don't like because we need him. Just as we need Pedri, Gavi, Andreas and Marcus. He's feeling something in his muscles and we have to take care of his body. We have to support him and keep an eye on him." Meanwhile, during his presser, Flick also discussed Ronald Araujo's progress after his recent break due to mental health issues. The Barcelona boss said, "We know the situation with Ronald. He has opened up and we have supported him as much as we can. Opening up like that means you are strong. In football, it's all about mentality and focusing on winning. Someday I'll talk about everything." When he says he was like that for a year and a half, it's important to take care of the players. You have to think about it. As a coach, you have to take responsibility for all the players. You have to think about more than just what's good for you. Joan Garcia will take his spot between the sticks, with Barcelona lining up in a 4-3-3 formation in front of him against Atletico Madrid on Thursday. The backline will feature Joao Cancelo, Ronald Araujo, Eric Garcia, and Gerard Martin. As for the midfield unit, Marc Bernal will replace Marc Casado and join Dani Olmo and Fermin Lopez in the middle of the park. Finally, Robert Lewandowski will lead the line for the away side against Atletico Madrid, with Ferran Torres and Lamine Yamal completing the numbers in the offensive third. Barcelona sporting director Deco has clarified the club's position regarding Andreas Christensen's future. With the Danish defender currently sidelined through injury and his contract set to expire in the summer, there has been growing uncertainty about what happens next. However, Deco has confirmed that Barcelona intend to make him an offer, showing that the club still values his quality and past contributions despite his recent injury struggles. The decision will now depend on Christensen, but Barcelona's stance is clear. They want to give him the opportunity to stay. There's also been talk that Joan Laporta is willing to hand the Dane a contract extension for another year, and Deco says the club will make an offer to the defender. With some players such as Andreas, the idea was to follow his trajectory a little this season. He is a player who has given us a lot. In his first year here with Xavi, he played a lot of games and was key in the league he won. He is a player of a very high level, he told Sport. However, it is true that in recent years he has been very conditioned by injuries. The idea this season was to analyze their situation and from there decide how to proceed. The injury is a little ahead of that decision. We don't want to leave the player in a complicated situation, because we believe that he will hardly be able to play between now and the end of the season. Barcelona's plan is to present Andreas Christensen with a fair and reasonable contract offer, giving him the chance to review it and decide his future calmly. The club does not want to pressure him into staying, but they do want to ensure he has a proposal on the table that reflects their respect for his contribution. Ultimately, the final decision will be Christensen's. However, the Danish defender has already made his intentions clear in public. stating that he wants to remain at Barcelona and that he doesn't have a plan B. That strong commitment to the club suggests he would likely accept the offer Barca present to him this summer, provided the terms align with expectations. The 2026 World Cup is only 4 months away, and a number of Real Madrid and Barcelona players will be present at the tournament, which is being held in the United States, Canada and Mexico. Because of recent developments, there could be chances for one more player from each side to make the trip as part of Luis de la Fuente's Spain squad. The left-back position in the La Roja squad has not been up for debate for a while, with Chelsea's Marc Cucurella having been counted upon by de la Fuente for the vast majority of his managerial tenure. However, uncertainty has now arisen with the former Barcelona and Getafe defender having picked up an injury earlier this week. Cucurella injured his hamstring during Chelsea's 2-2 draw with Leeds United, for which he will undergo a scan in the next 24 hours. With La Finalissima around 6 weeks away, there are chances for him to miss out on that one, which would mean his preparation for the World Cup would be far from ideal. This is good news for Real Madrid's Alvaro Carreras, who was decisive for Los Blancos last weekend, and Barcelona's Alejandro Balde, as Diario AS say that both players are in contention to step up if Cucurella were to be ruled out. The former has been on recent pre-lists, while the latter is seeking a first Spain appearance since October 2023. Spain hoping for positive Cucurella news. While it would be excellent news for Carreras and/or Balde to be included in the Spain squad, officials at the Spanish Football Federation will be hoping for good news with Cucurella's scan. A Grade 3 tier would all but end his chances of being at this summer's World Cup, but anything less would leave him in good stead for a place in De La Fuente's squad for the North America excursion. Barcelona midfielder Marc Casado is reportedly attracting interest from Saudi Arabia in what would be a surprising potential move. According to reports, the 22-year-old understands that earning regular minutes at Barca won't be easy. With Gavi close to returning from injury and young talent Tommy Marquez pushing for opportunities, competition in midfield is becoming even tougher. Because of that, Casado could consider exploring a new challenge to secure more playing time. One option being mentioned is a move to the Saudi Pro League. However, it's suggested that if he were to go, it might not necessarily be a long-term switch, but possibly a temporary experience before returning to European football. For now, nothing is decided, but the situation highlights how competitive Barcelona's midfield is becoming ahead of next season. The report goes on to say that Casado wouldn't be interested in a long-term move to the Middle East but could be tempted by a round trip like the ones Vega and Laporte, among others, have made. Gabri Vega raised eyebrows in 2023 when he jetted out to Al Ahly despite seemingly have his pick of clubs. The midfielder returned last year and signed for Porto. Aymeric Laporte also undertook a similar journey. The defender joined Al Nassr from Manchester City but has since returned to Europe and is now back at Athletic Club. Saudi clubs have managed to lure many top players to the Middle East on lucrative contracts, but it would still be a real surprise if Casado opted to swap Barca for the SPL. So Barcelona head into the Copa del Rey semi-final with key absences but renewed belief. Cancelo's return, Ferran's opportunity, and Lewandowski leading the attack could be decisive at the Metropolitano. Off the pitch, Deco has confirmed a contract offer for Andreas Christensen. Spain's left-back situation could open the door for Balde, and Marc Casado's Saudi Arabia rumors are raising eyebrows. Big matches. Big decisions. Big summer ahead for Barca. If you enjoyed this Barcelona update, make sure to like, subscribe and turn on notifications for the latest Barca news, transfer updates and tactical breakdowns. Visca Barca.